All right, you Grasshoppers, really proud day here for me. Mark and I have been connected loosely. Mark used to work for the New York Rangers. He was a strength and conditioning coach many years ago. And he and I have connected on social media here, and he's involved with a real fun event that we're going to discuss here. But the real important guy here, we've just decided he's such a handsome dude that he didn't want to make Mark and I look bad. So this is, you are retired from Navy SEALs, correct, Bill?
Yeah, I spent 8 years in the team or in the Navy. I spent about 6 of those in the SEAL teams. Got out, used the GI Bill, and believe it or not, I'm now an attorney.
Oh, you're an attorney now. That's great. That's fantastic. Where were you based when you were the SEALs?
I was based out of SEAL Team 8 out of Little Creek, Virginia.
Oh, okay. Good. You get the little accent going there too. Are you a Southern guy?
Yeah, I guess, I South Jersey.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's great to meet you. Real honor. Thank you for serving our country. Just a real honor to meet you guys.
It's an honor to meet you, and thank you for your patriotism and supporting a great cause.
Great. So, how did you get stuck with Mark here then?
I tell you, Mark is a fantastic and interesting guy, man. And right now, he's actually one of the most positive things in my life. Going through a rough divorce, and all this COVID. And Mark's actually a really good trainer. And I met up with him through a friend, and he's become my boxing trainer now for about 2 years. Mm-hmm. And Mark's one of those guys who, once he's your friend, I mean, he's your friend, and he's almost like a brother to me now. He's been a real powerful, positive influence in my life as far as, keeping me, helping me get some stuff out and hitting the body bag and hitting this, and just hitting the pads and, really learning how to use my hands, but also at the same time promoting, veterans in a real positive light and, just being a good guy. So my hat's off to him, man. He is a force.
Well, just so everybody's aware, if everybody's jumping on our broadcast here, this is retired Navy SEAL, SEAL Team 8, Bill Brown here. And this is Mark. How do I say it? Is it Puttenvink?
Yeah, it's pretty good. You know what the funny part is, Tom? So real quickly, I was adopted. And many years later, I found out my birth name was John Davies. And I used to tease my adopted parents, who are my parents. I love them. I'd say, I really love you guys, but couldn't you be like Smith or Jones? Well, it was actually Davies. But I'm proud of the name. It's Puttenvink. It's a hyphenation of a Dutch name.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Good. Well, that's great. I know your real parents, but they're
absolutely
real parents. But to have somebody adopt you like that, obviously they've chosen to love you, right? I mean, it's not like it was forced on or something. They made that decision, so that's pretty cool. So you guys, you've got a big event plan here. How many years you've got to swim across the Hudson, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's a great swim. Right now, I got a pretty good lineup. I got about 46 current head count. The vast majority of those guys in the water are going to be SEALs. But this year we opened it up to all war fighters, so men and women who served in different branches, not just SEALs. Also, we opened it up to all police officers and firefighters, because all of us kind of put it on the line, and we're all kind of the same people, and we got a lot of love for each other.
Good.
And so go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so the swim is kind of powerful because, I was a SEAL on 9/11, and it definitely rocked my world. It changed, who I am. And, I put some work in for our country, and I got a lot of buddies that put in some work. And I lost some of my buddies along the way, putting in some work. And so I tell you what, coming up here, living in North Jersey and in and out of the city all the time, driving by the Statue of Liberty, seeing it, as I'm driving, up the Parkway to Turnpike. And then when I'm up in the city and being right by 9/11, when I get off the path and checking it out, and I kind of thought to myself, who could bring all these iconic landmarks together? And I was like, because the Hudson. And I was like, separates them. I go, well, SEALs, we can seriously swim. And I knew for us, ending it at the 9/11 memorial, I knew for us that would be heavy, because my community, the SEAL community, we put in a lot of work, and it changed us forever. And so I love it, and I knew I put the word out, and SEALs, we kind of have I call it the veterans mafia, because we really look out for each other, like no BS. And so when I kind of put the stuff out there, I had SEALs that were like involved with different entities out there that had some influence, and actually Mark, because he trained a lot of the state troopers, and he got me a sit down with a couple big honchos in the state troopers, and of course they had nothing but love for us. And so so we do this badass swim, man, and we swim to the Statue of Liberty, bust out 100 push-ups, 20 pull-ups to honor our nation's freedoms and civil liberties. Then we swim to Ellis Island, where millions of Americans came through, and we bust out 100 push-ups, 20 pull-ups to honor all the men and women that came to our nation for a better life, celebrate our nation's diversity. Then we do that long stretch all the way to South Cove Marina and Lower Manhattan. We get out, grab a bunch of American flags, and do a little jog to the 9/11 Memorial First Responder Statue. We drop 100 push-ups and 20 pull-ups to honor all the men and women who put in some work and paid the ultimate sacrifice. Because of all the things that happened after 9/11, and that's our way to salute them. And I tell you, man, when one of the things, and you probably one of the things you miss too in your hockey career, is being with guys, who just put it on the line and dedicate, the total focus, and the teamwork, and that's why they call it the SEAL teams, because we are a team. And yeah, it's one of the things I miss so much, more than anything you can ever imagine. It's one of the reasons why I love being around guys like Mark and other guys, like athletic guys who, ain't afraid to be a man and let it out. And that's one of the things I love about working out with them too, because I got some things I'm dealing with, and when I get to the gym, man, I let it out, and it's a great outlet for me. And one of the things I love about the swim is I love being with other SEALs, and now we're going to open it up to other war fighters, because there's a lot of people who put in some work, and I got nothing but love for the men and women in law enforcement, and what's happening to them right now is a horrible thing, and it reminds me of how they treated Vietnam veterans when they got back. And I know when I got back, I was having a tough time and a tough transition, and I know this old Vietnam vet that I was friends with, and his name was Al Fucci, and he was big in the VFW in South Jersey, 30-20. And he told me, he said, hey, I'm never going to let what happened to me when I got home happen to you. And it's kind of how I feel now with what's happening to the law enforcement. So I let everybody know exactly where I stand on that. And that's why one of the reasons why I can't wait to swim with some police officers in the water. It's because we got a couple of them, and I'm really fired up about that. And I know my buddies in the SEALs that are going to be with me in the water are pretty fired up about it too. And we got a lot of firefighters, FDNY guys, going to be in the water with us too. And you know what's so funny? I got some SEALs that are in the police and in FDNY, and imagine that, same people. And so I'm really fired up, and I'm really glad that this is going down.
Good. Just so everybody knows, this is retired member of Navy SEAL Team 8, Bill Brown, speaking there. And again, in case you missed it, he's such a handsome guy. He doesn't want to make Mark and I look bad here. So you guys saw where it's going on. Go ahead, Mark. I know you want to jump in.
I just wanted to say it's really, there are no coincidences in life. I don't believe in coincidence. I think things happen for a reason. I was in New York on 9/11 because I was with the Rangers. And Tom, you know how it goes. You got testing day, and then you hit the ice. We hit the ice on 9/12, but 9/11, I'm in the garden with 68 hockey players from all over the world. We had two different groups because they came to me for, all the bench press and the riding the bike and all that stuff. And then, of course, what transpired. So it was certainly a life-changing event day for me, like everybody. But being that close to it really struck me, and to this day does. But the other part about the swim, which really I think, Tom, you can focus in on this because you're a professional athlete at the highest level, you're surrounded by incredible athletes. I have been very fortunate in my hockey career, being in the NHL as a strength coach, and also in boxing, working a corner of a world championship fight. So I've been there. I've seen some great things. Nothing ever compared to what I witnessed last year when I saw 33 Navy SEALs jump in the water and swim across the Hudson River. It was the most, and that was another life-changing event for me, Tom. It really changed my outlook. It gave me that much more incentive to just keep going strong. It was incredible.
And how many years have you had the swim, Bill?
This will be our second one.
Okay.
Last year is kind of funny because I had this idea in back of my head, and I knew about this group called the GI Go Fund, and I saw them at like some veteran job fairs down in South Jersey, and some of the things they were up to, and I liked them, and so they're kind of a little group, not too well known, but I saw them doing some good things for veterans, and that meant something to me. So I had this idea, and it was a bold idea, and I can tell you it was a bold idea, and because a lot of people were telling me logistically it was an incredible lift, because the Hudson there by Lower Manhattan's got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And as far as permits and things like that, but you know what? Just like Mark, and it's one of the things I love about when you're with it, and it's one of the things I love about being with SEALs. The number one rule in the SEAL teams, the number one rule is when it's time to fight, everybody fights. Like that's the golden rule, right? That's the number one thing. When it's time to rock and roll, everybody's pulling the trigger. And so one of the things I love about these guys is when I said I had this idea and they were like, all right, let's go. Like they got on the gas pedal with me, and like even now through COVID, like we're not pulling back. This year, there's going to be a couple things people remember that didn't get shut down: Trump rallies, BLM protest, and a Navy SEAL swim. Because ain't nothing going to stop us from swimming and to help veterans, and I don't care. So I don't care what anybody says. Trust me, that's happening.
All right, I'm not doubting you at all. So is this to raise money too?
Yeah, I love it because it's a win-win on so many levels. So one of the things I love about it is it shows the character, like the true character of the men and women who really put it on the line for our country. Like the vast majority of men and women who put it on the line for our country are great, good people, man. And they've risked their lives, like police officers, man. They've risked their lives every day and put it on the line for our country. And so do firefighters, man. Those guys, man, running into a burning building to, rescue people, man. That takes courage, man. And they're good, man. They are great people.
Well,
and
my
so
Bill,
that's what this is about. It's about showing everybody through our actions, right? We acquit ourselves by valor, right? And it's showing everybody, look, who we are. And at the same time, it's beautiful because, we're raising a little money to help struggling veterans. So, yeah, that's what it's about.
Tom, I just wanted to say that last year, Will, you may want to fill in on this, but Fox and Friends covered the event 4 days straight. So they were interviewed on Fox and Friends in the morning, on the Friday before the event. And then all the guys went down and rang the bell on Wall Street. And then Pete Hegsteth, who is one of the main anchors in Fox and Friends morning, he's a, National Guard Army, Will?
Yes.
He did 2 deployments to Iraq. He jumped in the water and swam with the guys.
That's cool. And how do you raise money? Can people donate or?
Yeah, that's right. And so if you want to go, just have your listeners go to gigofund.org.
gigofund.org.
No, it's gigofund.org.
Okay. gigofund.org.
And it'll pop right up, and then they can select the Navy SEAL Hudson Swim, or they can even Google up GI Go Navy SEAL Hudson Swim. It'll pop right up, and you can make a contribution. You can check out some cool pictures from last year, some cool videos. You can kind of see what it's about. You can see us running through Lower Manhattan, a bunch of Navy SEALs carrying American flags with their shirts off, wearing really short shorts.
I like that. I'm fired up already. What? And the date is August 8th.
Yeah, that's right.
And can people just go watch? Can they just cheer you guys on and support you?
Nah, I mean, not right now because because of COVID. Like last time we had a ferry and we had hundreds of people waiting for us.
Yeah.
Now, if people just happen to be at South Cove Marina, when we get out of the river, probably around maybe 11, maybe 10ish, then that could be, that could just happen. But or if they're at Liberty State Park, let's say like around 9, where it looks like we're about to start, then they just happen to be there. But because of COVID, unfortunately, we can't have people there.
Yeah, I understand.
Tom, Fox and Friends going to show it live because Pete's going to swim again this year.
Oh, great. Perfect. That'd be super. So we see
Last year, this event raised over $200,000 for homeless veterans.
That's super. That's excellent. So people can go to
GIGO.org.
Okay, perfect. Just Bill, too, my father up in Canada, we had a dairy farm. We sold that, and he became a firefighter, too. He was the chief up in our hometown. So that whole firefighter community, I grew up with those guys. They toughened me up pretty good, playing some nasty ping pong games in the basement there with a bunch of tough firefighters. Yeah, it's funny because I thought I was this tough, teenager. I was 15, 16 years old. And they're coming over, and they're these old grizzly guys, and they're drinking their beers out of the brown bottles, like they did up in Canada back then. And we were downstairs playing ping pong, and I'm thinking I'm really tough. And these guys, they were the real deal, tough guys. One of the fun things I heard you talk there before. I don't know how you feel about the movie or not, but they had the movie Lone Survivor. But there was one scene there where a young guy was doing like a initiation speech, and one of his lines was, "Anything in life that's worth doing is worth overdoing." And ever since I heard that line, I have a poster of it and everything. I just think it's the coolest thing to live your life that way. So.
Yeah, we have a saying. It's called "You're soft to your heart," because there's a lot of things where we don't really want to be seen,
Right.
But when it kicks off, like you're soft to your heart, and that means it kicks off.
Right.
Like you open all types up, and so that's what this is. All the chips are on the table. I'm going to tell you the truth. I got a call with the New Jersey State Police, a conference call at 10:30, so I got to get off in a couple minutes about the tides and currents for the swim, because the Hudson is no joke.
Yeah.
Like if those tides, if I don't have them, and I've already done a complete full dial-in swim with the New Jersey State Police, full escort. But if those tides, if that's not dialed in just right, that's an impossible swim. And let me tell you, if you can't seriously swim, it could be a very bad day for somebody.
Right.
So this is no joke. Like this swim is no joke.
Yeah.
Last year was the only sanctioned swim across the Hudson ever.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, that's the first time. That was the first time in the history of our country that they had a sanctioned swim across the Hudson.
Wow. All right, so I know you got to run here and take that call, but just to be clear, we get all the information out there on August 8th, and it'll be live on Fox and Friends. They'll be covering it, so anyone who wants to watch it, they can. And once again, if they want to make donations, if anyone makes donations, they go to
GIGO.org.
GIGO.org, and they'll see videos there from last year too. You'll have stuff there.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff up there.
You don't have Mark's face there, do you?
No, thank God. You may see my back, and that's about it.
Yeah, good. Well, again, just to repeat, guys, this is a great warrior for our country, a veteran, Navy SEAL Team 8, Bill Brown, that's been filling us in. He started this swim across the Hudson, raising money for veterans. Great cause, great people. So anything we can do to help, we'll do that. And I will be there, too. You can't keep me away on August 8th. I'll be there for sure. I'm not wearing the tight shirt, though.
Hey, thank you so much.
It's great.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later, Will.
Take care.